Hello mountain bikers, and welcome back to your favorite gear show. It's been an absolutely crazy month, but we're going to do our very best to get you up to speed as quickly as we possibly can. Strap in tight though, there's a lot to get through. We'll have mini reviews and first impressions of a couple of new forks from Fox, new drivetrains and brakes from SRAM, new tires from Specialized, new grips and apparel from Leatt, and some dry release jerseys from Troy Lee. Crazy! And of course, before we get to the review section, we'll take you through even more industry news with our rapid-fire Month in a Minute segment. Just remember, today, a lot of the big news items are in the review section, so make sure you stick around till the end. Okay then, let's go. Intense has launched their Frame First program, allowing riders to customize their build with over 50,000 components from 300 component brands at advantageous pricing. Ari has introduced the Signal Peak 3.0, the third generation of their flagship cross-country bike. Transition dropped two new e-bikes this month, the Regulator SX and CX, with 85 and 55 Nm of torque, respectively. White launched the all-new Kato, which they are calling their most capable and affordable e-mtb ever. Fazua has been working on extending their product range with a new mode control ring and new battery sizes. Current has just launched their e-mtb battery hire service, which allows riders to rent a battery for their bike when traveling to Canada. X-Fusion has finally dropped their new Vengeance 38 fork with the new fine-cut HLR damper. Staying with the fork theme, Intend has just introduced a somewhat more affordable version of their upside-down single-crown fork named the Essential. Industry 9 has revised their flagship Hydra hub, giving it a thicker axle and even more points of engagement than before. Bike Yoke is now 3D printing their saddles, and they've also just introduced a couple of handlebar models. We have some first impressions up on the site if you want to learn more. POC just took over the #1 spot in Virginia Tech's helmet safety rankings with the all-new Colaris, the successor to their popular Tectil model. MET also has a new half-shell helmet, the all-new Revo. It too gets a 5-star rating from Virginia Tech. Raceface has produced what they claim is their grippiest flat pedal to date with the all-new Turbine, and based on a few rides so far, we would tend to agree with them. SQ Lab has lopped 3 cm off the nose of their 60X ErgoWave saddle, making it more suitable for aggressive and active riding. Only Motion has just launched an electronic conversion kit that can transform your dropper post into a wirelessly activated one, currently compatible with posts from Fox, Bontrager, Raceface, and OneUp, with more to follow. Magura's new Gustav Pro brake is now available for aftermarket purchase in addition to the previously announced OEM spec. Continental has finally made good on their promise to bring the Supersoft compound to their Enduro tires, exciting news for fans of the brand who are waiting for more grip in a lighter tire from them. Tenet is jumping into the wheel market with the new Coven alloy wheel set being launched through a Kickstarter campaign. Specialized dropped the new Phenom Pro with mirror technology saddle, and although we've only ridden with it for one day, we think good things about it already. For those who ride tight and overgrown trails, or just want to take the French line every now and then, Crank Brothers has a new handguard for you. It's called the Guardian, and it can connect directly to the inner lock ring of your grip if you want it to. YT continues to grow its apparel range with the all-new Tech Shell collection, made to keep you warm and dry when it's cold and wet outside. And to keep your eyes clean on those same wet and damp days, Coast Optics just introduced the second generation of their Alto goggles, with laser-cut holes and perforated triple-layer face foam to keep the fog at bay. Whoa, that was a lot! And as I said in the intro, we still have a ton of new product coming up in the review section of our show as well. To keep things moving along for you, we'll try to be as brief and concise as possible. You can always head to our site to read more in-depth reviews if you want to learn more. Links will be in the description below. Oh, and while you're down there, give us a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Okay then, first up, Fox dropped not 1, not 2, but 3 new forks this month. Here's everything you want to know. First up, the all-new 34 SL is very light and designed to run between 110 and 130 mm of travel. It is billed as the ultimate XC fork and replaces the 34 Stepcast in the range. It sports the new windows in the arch, a result of Fox relying on generative design principles to come up with the stiffest yet lightest chassis possible. The 34 SL gets a Grip SL damper, which helps drop some more weight and provides the pedaling platform often sought after for this category of fork. For those seeking a lightweight yet more shreddable fork with up to 140 mm of travel, Fox has just introduced the equally new 36 SL. Weighing in at just 1,780 grams, it replaces the regular 34 with plenty of stiffness gains and a mere 30-gram weight penalty. The 36SL gets a Grip X damper, which offers a more trail bike-oriented tune, and of course the same sculpted arch and crown design as the aforementioned 34SL. The 36SL has 20mm more bushing overlap compared to the outgoing 34, and it gets both internal bypass channels for better lubrication and external bleeders to equalize air pressure when needed. It also gets a whole new air spring with a floating piston design intended to minimize the risk of the piston binding when the fork flexes. On the trail, the first thing we noticed when rolling out with the 36SL replacing our previous 34 was the increased stiffness of the 36mm chassis. The fork is significantly less prone to flexing than the 34 it replaced, making the bike respond with more authority to rider input. You really notice the difference in steeper sections over braking bumps, for example, where there is less fore-to-aft movement in the fork. The amount of stiction in the 36SL is very low, and the floating air spring really frees the fork up to track the ground perfectly through rougher, more demanding sections. Fox also updated the regular 36, once again leveraging the same generative design principles to add stiffness to the chassis without adding any weight. There are options with Grip, Grip X or Grip X2 dampers available, and the 36 gets a floating air spring as well. The brake mounts have been beefed up to 200mm, as is becoming of such a robust fork. Our bigger testers used to struggle a bit with the previous generation of the 36 binding under heavy load, but this seems to have all but gone away with the new version. It offers more comfort and better composure when dealing with more demanding terrain, and even riders who frequently go big can now get away with running just a 36mm fork if they want to enjoy the weight savings over a 38. Big month for Fox, but SRAM has not been sitting quiet either. After months of online speculation, they finally launched the mechanical version of their Eagle transmission drivetrain, and they've also completed the move to mineral oil across the whole range of brakes with the introduction of the new Motive. Here's a first look at the new goods. When Eagle AXS transmission was introduced, we were quickly won over by the general shifting quality and the ability to shift smoother under load. But not everybody likes to add batteries to their bikes. The built-in delay between shifting multiple cogs was also not to everybody's liking. The new mechanical Eagle 70 and 90 drivetrains borrow the same direct mount architecture as the wireless versions, but they are actuated via a good old cable and mechanical shifter. Installing these new drivetrains follows the same steps as with the wireless models, namely calculating the chain length, hanging the parts, holding the derailleur under tension with the chain in the designated setup cog while tightening down the direct mount interface, then finally attaching the cable and adjusting cable tension until it shifts smoothly. As on the wireless version, there are no limit or B-tension screws to fiddle with. We only have a small handful of rides on the new drivetrain at this point, but we can report the same crisp shifting as the wireless version, coupled with fast, direct cable actuation. We're excited to put some more miles in now, and we'll have a long-term report for you later, of course. SRAM also completed their move to mineral oil across the whole brake range with the introduction of the all-new Motive and the discontinuation of the old Level and Code models. SRAM now covers all riding types with their DB, Motive and Maven models, all featuring 4 pistons in the caliper. There are no more 2-piston models going forward. The DB series was introduced a while back already. It's the workhorse of the range with significant power and performance at a wallet-friendly budget. The all-new Motive slides in between the Level and the Code in the old lineup with near Code levels of power while only weighing about 20 grams more than Level. It uses a direct link lever design and only offers adjustable reach, no contact point adjuster. The Motive is aimed at all kinds of riding, from XC to trail, and will serve those looking for a premium brake at a low weight. If it's more power you need, then look no further than Maven, the brake that has placed SRAM firmly at the top of the power table. With a swing link lever and massive pistons, this is the one you want if you frequently need to stop a speeding freight train. Specialized has been making great advances with their tire range over the past couple of years, and we've been big fans of the Butcher and Eliminator models on all kinds of terrain. Specialized felt they could still do better though, and they've just released new versions of these 2 tires in both Grid Trail and Grid Gravity casings. The first change you'll notice is that the 2.3 size is no more, replaced by a 2.4. You can still get some Gravity versions in 2.6 as well. Specialized also beefed up the tread pattern, delivering 12% more contact patch with the ground. The blocks have been repositioned to provide for smoother transitions between the center and the side knobs, and small sipings have been added for extra braking grip. The Butcher is only available with the super grippy and soft T9 compound, while the Eliminator uses slightly harder T7 rubber for the trail models and a T7 T9 combo for the Gravity version. We've been testing the new tires on 3 different bikes already, a trail casing Butcher Eliminator pairing on a shorter travel trail bike, and a set of Gravity Butchers on 2 Enduro rigs. Starting off with the Butcher Eliminator combo on the trail bike, we were pleased to see that the tires still roll well despite the beefed up tread patterns. The Eliminator reacts well to pedal input and will help conserve energy on the climbs as much as possible. The tires have a sturdy and muted feel to them on the trail, absorbing trail chatter and providing plenty of grip in loose and rocky terrain. The sidewalls provide enough support even when running slightly lower pressures. The gravity versions step things up a notch, with an even more pronounced muted feel to them. You can really push these tires hard. They remain confidence-inspiring even as things get hectic. Leaning the tires over or pulling hard on the brakes will reveal plenty of grip in reserve, and thanks to the slow rebounding characteristics of the compound, they never feel skittish in the least. All in all, we think Specialized has done a great job with these updates, and we definitely have these tires on our shortlist when it comes to dry and rocky terrain. The previous versions of these tires were not always the best choice in deeper and looser conditions, but we feel like the extra size of the knobs on the new versions should make them a little bit more versatile in this regard as well. Leatt has also been busy lately, sneakily adding to their product range and impressing us with the value of some of their new apparel as well. Let's start with the kit. When we took delivery of the new Ride Kit 1.0, we didn't realize what we were looking at. It seemed to be just another pant and jersey, but closer inspection had us surprised. The Ride Kit 1.0 is in fact a pant and jersey combo that retails for just $99 US. That's right, that's way less than many other brands charge for just a riding pant alone. The Ride Kit was originally developed with racing in mind, and the Pivot factory racing team had their hand in the design as well. But it has proven popular with riders for all kinds of applications already. The jersey sleeves are thin and breathable, with a more slim and tight fit, while the main torso is more relaxed. The design is clean yet impactful, leaving you free to add some sponsor logos if you needed, or just enjoy the jersey as is. We really like the extra shoulder hems. They give the jersey a two-piece look that absolutely wouldn't look out of place on way more expensive collections. The pant has been cut with the same race-inspired philosophy, with the lower leg a bit tighter and more aerodynamic, while the knee and thigh section remain looser to make room for knee pads and to maximize freedom of movement. You get silicone grippers, a ratchet-style waist adjuster, and a single zippered pocket on one thigh. There's also a smaller pocket out back for extra storage. On the trail, we've been loving our time in the Ride Kit 1.0. Both items are really well cut, and they give off a non-budget vibe that stands in stark contrast to their actual price tag. The kit is light, breathes well, and will feel comfortable even for long days out. We actually took a fairly big crash while testing, leaving our tester with cuts and bruising to his thigh, with the pant coming away fully unscathed. Not even a mark. Impressive. Leatt also jumped into a new product category recently with the introduction of their new grip line. The ReaFlex 6.0 has a core equipped with 2 inlays of Leatt's viscoelastic ReaFlex material to help dampen vibrations and avoid hand fatigue on longer runs. There is a softer TPR outside layer which has been heavily sculpted in specific areas to further improve comfort and grip. A central pad under the palm provides cushion, while a series of ribs and waffle patterns provide for extra traction. The bar ends are wrapped to protect both handlebars and walls, and a single inboard lock ring makes sure the grip stays in place. We love the use of a 3mm Allen bolt here, which feels nice and sturdy when wrenching on it. On the trail, we've been won over both by the form and the function of these new grips. They may appear a little hard to the touch when you first lay your mitts on them, but they are in fact very comfortable in use and do seem to provide a certain degree of beneficial vibration damping. Whether it's the ReaFlex inlays or just the rubber itself is hard to tell, but we've been surprised with just how comfortable they have proven to be after 2 months of fairly intensive use. Definitely worth checking out. Leatt isn't the only apparel maker who's been in the news recently. Troy Lee also made the headlines with the introduction of their first ever dry release jerseys. If you've been following our channel for a while, you'll know that we have a sweet spot for dry release, a mix of cotton and polyester that feels like your favorite soft t-shirt, but deals with sweat a lot better. For one reason or another, Troy Lee has been a bit late to the dry release party, but they fixed that now with the introduction of the Skyline Ride line. Available with long or short sleeves, the Ride jersey is equipped with perforated panels along the sides and under the arms for extra ventilation, but no frills other than that. It features a relaxed fit that runs true to size, with a little extra length around the back to keep you covered up in all circumstances. As usual with Troy Lee, you can find graphics options that range from mild to wild. The Skyline family has grown further with the introduction of the ultralight pant and the trail short. The pant is made from a thin and very stretchy material with 2 large open front pockets and a zippered side pocket. You get a locking YKK zipper and 2 snap buttons to hold it all together, while an elastic waistband adjusts to your waistline. The trail short is also made from a stretchy fabric with 3 zippered pockets and an adjustable built-in belt system. The short features an 11-inch inseam, which is a little on the short side, and is available either with or without Troy Lee's excellent padded chamois liner. On the trail, all these new items have put in a great showing so far. The fit of the pant is snug without being too tight, while the short and jerseys are a little bit more relaxed. Everything breathes well and remains comfortable even when you exert yourself. We particularly love how the dry release jersey remains soft and comfortable to the touch even when it gets soaked with sweat, which is of course the main reason we appreciate this fabric so much. Time to get ready for the warmer days ahead. Okay then, that's the end of the show. We hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for taking the time to tune in. As always, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. And until next time, happy trails!